Hello and welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. Apologies for being a couple of minutes late starting. There was a technical issue or two. Wires. That's all I'm going to say, wires. So if you are here, can you let me know? Check the sound and light for me. That would be wonderful. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. 20 minutes or so of chatting, and then we will get crafting. And I have got brand new products to share with you today. And it's a sneak peek from the brand new annual catalogue. It's also, excuse me, it's also the products that we're going to be using in this month's craft along. No, next month's craft along. May. May's craft along. So if you place an order during April or you purchase the kit during April, you'll get the May craft along, and you will be getting some of these papers and die cuts and things, and I'll show you all the way through. Elizabeth, thank you so much. She's saying the sound and light is fine. I've got a bit of a croak today. My hay fever is full on today. I think I think the hail yesterday stirred up all the pollen. Oh dear. The the weather yesterday was absolutely crackers. It was really cold. And then it was snowy. Not snowy, haily. Well, I went in to see Brian because I said, "Is that sleet?" But it was actually hail. Ali's having problems finding me on Facebook. Let me just double check. Yeah, I'm there. I am there, Ali. It's just sometimes it just takes a minute or two. Yeah, you found me. Okay. Sometimes it just takes a minute or two for it to kind of show on the page, and I was late starting, so let's not beat around the bush. I was 5 minutes late. My wires got all confused, and I had to restart everything and just make sure that we were all okay. Okay, so let's see who is here. Elizabeth's here. Michelle's here. Michelle, did you get my text and email? Chris and Angela are here. Apparently it's windy in Newbury. I haven't actually set foot outside the door this morning, so I don't know what the weather's doing at all. But it was sunny when I looked out earlier. She really likes the new colors, but would like a clear blue. Wow, I mean, I would never say no to another blue. Chris, all the blue. I would love another blue. Good afternoon, Ali. Hello, Lorraine. Lorraine, I have emailed you. Lorraine sent me a message yesterday to say I had a parcel coming. I'm astonished and astounded and truly grateful. Thank you. Not only has Lorraine packaged me up some wonderful treats that are so me, it just makes me really pleased. Thank you for taking the time to do that. But she also made me a project that's been on my list of projects to make, to see if I could kind of figure it out. And I've now got one, and I'm not going to say what it is, because at some point I will share both what Lorraine made and my version. But thank you. Yeah. Thank you isn't enough, but thank you. Donna's here. Oz is in the house. Good afternoon, Karen. Alberta, Canada is in the house. Kathy Jean. We haven't seen you for a little while. I hope you're keeping well. They've had an inch of snow. Actually, my Facebook, you get like these memories of Facebook. Memories of Facebook, memories on Facebook. So it was talking about us going to Telford, which would have been a Stamping Up event, and there being snow. So I guess hail yesterday isn't really that that's surprising. Oh, it's windy in Fareham, says Michelle. Good. And she's replied, okay. Thank you. My phone died earlier today and I thought I'd put it on charge. I should have known that I didn't put it on charge because I didn't get any messages on my phone. I have now put it on charge, so I dare say I will get your message when I get downstairs. Hello, Anita. Nice to see you. Oh, Donna's had their first snow in Oz. And the weather's getting cooler. Of course, you're going into winter as we're coming into spring. So, darn. And Anne's here as well. And she's saying hello to everybody. And Dino's here from Kentucky. Awesome. Wow. You're all here. Hooray. Okay. So, what have I got to talk to you about today? Not a lot. because it's all gone a bit crackers. I was saying to my mum yesterday that, things are like on an even keel. We had a pretty tough year family-wise last year, and things are kind of settled. But that said, Connor came to visit, kind of on his way back from the States for a few days, which was wonderful. And we got to hang out and we went for lots of different walks and we went down to the beach and had yummy food, and he went and visited friends and all kinds of stuff. So it was just really nice to hang out. But of course it kind of meant that we weren't doing the things that I thought I was going to be doing. Well, it's much more important to spend time with him. So yeah, I'm kind of pedaling like a mad thing, trying to catch up. And for many of you who are local to me, you will know it's my bog off sale on Saturday. I've got lots of my lovely team helping, but it's logistically a really big event because I have boxes and boxes and boxes of stamps and things to raise money for breast cancer care and all kinds of stuff. And like this morning, I was packing up paper packs, and I'm actually, this will be good for you to know, I'm actually going to be putting them on the website for sale. So they are I should have brought one upstairs actually, but they're 50 sheets of 6x6 papers. So the kind of size, if you normally get a 6x6 paper pack, there's normally 48 sheets in. Well, this is 50 sheets, and it's a huge mixture of papers. And there's some vellum and some glittery papers and some foiled papers and various things. And every pack is different. I sell them for £7. And I think if I'm careful, I can actually put 2 of them in like a large letter envelope. But I'll let you know when they're up on the website for sale. But it's just a great way of getting some extra papers and different patterns. And I was packing them up today, and I was going, oh, I remember that paper, and oh, I remember that paper, because I kind of put my pattern papers to one side, and then every now and again I do these packagings up. But yeah, it's really, really cool. Lots of nice papers in there. Susan's here as well. Hi, Susan. So yeah, so I've been kind of busy. So I was expecting to do lots of gardening and stuff this weekend, which didn't happen. So what have you been up to? Let me know in the comments. Has anyone actually got any gardening done? The weather's been dreadful. Although the weatherman said, I caught the tail end of it this morning and said something about the weather's actually going to get better into next week. Does anyone know anything about that? Does anyone actually watch the weather this morning? That would be that would be good. What else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, classes. So at the moment, I have two regular classes a month. So I have an in-person 6-card class where we make 6 cards, and sometimes we run it on a morning, sometimes it's in an evening, sometimes it's both. And so that's a regular class that I run. And I also have Craft Along, which is a regular class that I run every month. Now, Craft Along is open to everybody, and you can either earn the class for free if you place a £49 order or more in the previous month. You can purchase the class for £19.50. If you're in my team, you get a discount. So if you're in my team, you get it for £17. And if you are one of my direct team members, so you've actually signed directly with me, you can actually take the class and get the PDF and everything else. And that doesn't cost you anything. I just don't send out a kit. So my direct team members can do that. And then they just craft with their own products. So I've got that class, and I run retreats. So I had a spring retreat and a Christmas retreat. So what I'm actually looking at now is a whole range of different types of classes. So I'd be really interested in the sorts of classes that you would be interested in taking. So I'll give you a few suggestions, but if you've got suggestions or requests, let me put my email address up. Email me, or you can just put something in the comments. That would be really, really helpful. So, sorry. So, the sorts of things that I'm thinking about are classes that include a bundle. So a stamp set and a punch, or a stamp set and dies, that you get a kit. So kind of like the Craft Along kit, but a kit of cardstock and papers and things to use with that bundle. So there'd be that type of class. There'd be different sorts of classes where I just give you a list of things to gather. So no kit, but I'll say you need, I don't know, 10 sheets of cardstock, 2 sheets of patterned paper, flowery stamps, and a circle punch, for instance. And you just kind of gather the stuff from your stash. Technique classes. I get asked this quite a lot. We used to do a technique club. And I'm going back. I'm going back a few years. Yeah, a few years ago. So it could be sort of a variety of techniques, or it could be based on a technique. So you would either learn lots of different techniques, or it would be like on watercoloring, for instance, or heat embossing, or I don't know, using blends, that type of different thing. Very excitingly, is that a word? Kind of a word. We are getting scrapbooking products back. I'm so excited. We used to have a huge range of scrapbooking products, and I did a lot of scrapbooking. We had a lot of scrapbooking classes. I did scrapbooking classes in the post. I had make a scrapbook in a day. We did all kinds of things. Stamping Up are going to be ramping up their scrapbooking line over the next 6 or 7 months. So again, is scrapbooking interesting to you? Let me know. So that's kind of a few kind of suggestions or thoughts. I would be really interested in knowing what types of classes and events that you would like to do. So, like I said, if you can email me or put some things in the comments, that would be amazing. Okay, good morning, Tina. Nice to see you. Oh, so Donna has been making random acts of crochet kindness, things like little animals, worry worms, that sort of thing. And she's been leaving them around for people to find, which is a really lovely thing. I know I've got quite a few team members who also do random acts of kindness, and they leave like cards that they've made, like in a cello, like in a bus stop or on a park bench, or little treats or all sorts of things. It's a great way of spreading the love. And it's always nice to make things and know that other people are going to enjoy them. So that's really lovely. Elizabeth saying she's lost her scrapbooking mojo, so classes would be good. Awesome. So for those of you who do scrapbook or have scrapbooked, 12 by 12, 6 by 6, 8 by 8, 8.5 by 11. What do you like? Because that kind of makes a difference too. I love scrapbooking, and as with all things creative, some things kind of you do a lot of for a while and then you don't do very much, and so on. And my scrapbooking's been basically on the back burner because we haven't really had products. So we've had 12 by 12 paper, but not in a format that I could use for classes really. So cardstock. So I've kind of, it's kind of, yeah, it's been on the back burner basically. So, so I need to get back into it, and I am very excited to see what Stamping Up have got planned. They have actually got some new ephemera kits coming. I will be showing them to you. There's so much new stuff coming. I will be showing them to you. They are very cool. I've got hiccups now. So I've gone from having a croaky throat to having hiccups. Only when I'm live. It's just always the way. So I think these ephemera kits will be really nice for fast pages. And you know me. I could spend a whole day making one scrapbooking page. But I'd much rather do a dozen pages in a day. Because then things things move faster. So that will be interesting. It will be good. I think maybe we probably need to have some Zoom type Zoom type classes so that we can encourage one another and share with what we're doing. Elizabeth's saying, so she normally does 12 by 12. Ali does A5. Yeah. So 8 by 6s. I've got lots of those albums too. I've got every size of album you could possibly think, and pocket albums. And I love pocket albums too. So yeah. All the things. Elizabeth still got a few of the 12 by 12 albums when they retire. Karen does 12 by 12. Karen's been scrapbooking a long time. So yeah, awesome. So scrapbooking at the moment, but, and like I said, tell me all the different sorts of classes and things that you would like to do. The other thing to say, I was talking about like watercoloring classes and that kind of stuff. I would probably do various levels. So some that include product and some that people have already got product, because I appreciate most of us have got stuff. And although, you know, it's not exactly the same thing, you can make, for instance, a floral stamp set work for another to replace another floral stamp set. And I'm on a mission to get you to use the products in your craft room. So yeah, that's kind of another thing that's rattling around in my head. How can we make best use of what we have? And that's the same for the scrapbooking, because I've got so many photos, and worse, so many digital photos that have never been printed, which is a disaster, because you need, unless you're keeping them in the cloud or keeping them saved somewhere, it's really important that we get those photos printed. Ali said that she made a fabulous pocketed journal recently. Awesome. Yeah, so you see, and I've done all of that. We used to make these amazing multi-fold out 6x6 albums. So honestly, there's so much that's going to come. It's going to be very exciting. So I'm doing a big kind of shake up. Stamping Up's got some changes coming up as well, different ways of rewarding, the different ways of rewarding purchasing and all kinds of stuff. And so it's time for a change and a shake up. So that would be good. Hello, Michelle. She would like to make flowers to embellish her cards. So flowers made out of paper. We did some. Is my wreath here? Oh yeah, look. So these we made these on my spring wreath. So it's my spring retreat. This was one of the projects that we made. And these are I call them smashed roses. And that is literally what they are. They are paper roses that you hit with the book, which are great, but they're probably too big for a card. You'd have to, so they're a good 2.5 centimeters, about an inch tall. You'd need something a bit smaller. But I'll put that on my list, Michelle, to put for another craft and chat. Okay, thank you, Susan. Right, so I promised you new stuff. So what I'm going to do before I show you the new stuff, The catalogues are here. They have been labelled. Brian and I will get them ready. They will go in the post on Monday next week. And the catalogue goes live on the 1st of May. So you'll have a week, 8 days, something like that, with the new catalogue. So that's the first thing. For my international friends, I saw Anita was here. Yours will be going in the post in the next day or so, because I know it takes even longer to get to you. So yours will be on its way fairly soon. There won't be craft and chat for there'll be one next week, but then not one for 2 weeks because I've got the Stamping Up incentive trip. But there will be videos launching on Tuesday at 2:00, as you would expect. There will be an additional video on the 1st, and it will show you. I'm just going to show you the because I was filming this the other day. Okay. See all these notes, these post-it notes. So there is going to be a video walkthrough of the new catalogue. Me showing you some of my favorite products, me pointing out little things that you might miss, all kinds of stuff. But there is, and yeah, there's honestly, this catalogue is insane. It is wonderful. And it's something I've changed the layout and various things, and it honestly, it's just amazing. So I thought I'd do a catalogue walkthrough, but because of the Stampin' Up rules, I can't post it until the catalogue goes live on the 1st of May. So it will come out on an email, but it'll also be in YouTube as well. So that's that. I've also got new products to showcase with videos, and there I'm busily filming those as well. So that is all coming up. So there's just, honestly, there's so much. Lorraine is saying paper samplers in frames. So we talked about this at the spring retreat, and actually, Michelle, you were saying about paper flowers. So some of these things that I have here are old. they've been going for a while, but things like this. And obviously you can put a flower in there. You can also do that kind of layout for a scrapbooking page as well. And then we've got other things like this. But Lorraine is saying paper samplers, and I think, Lorraine, what you're meaning are like 2x2 squares that you have like 9 of them. Is that what you mean, with like a little scene or a little image in each of the 9? And they're wonderful, because you can do those in that kind of deep frame, and then you can switch them out season by season. So that works. So that is awesome. So I will put all those things on the list, but keep them coming. I would really like to make sure that everything that I do is of interest to you. You're taking the time to come and hang out with me and your other crafty friends here. I'd like to make sure that Craft and Chat is speaking to you and you're liking it and enjoying it. But I also want to show you products and things and have classes and events that you want to come to, because it's no fun on my own. It's much more fun when you guys are included and there. So yeah, so Lorraine's saying yes. Okay, Right, so let's get on with some crafting. Let me show you these papers. Oh, and in the world of Stamping Up, how could I forget? The last chance list. The last chance list is on. And I know, because I keep getting pings with my emails, I know that lots of you are enjoying purchasing things at hugely discounted prices. Please do get your orders in. Make sure you get your orders in before things go out of stock. And just as a reminder, things like cardstock envelopes, re-inkers are all going up in price in May. Now, we know this because a lot of the cardstock colours are currently out of stock. I say a lot. Yeah, probably about 20 colours last time I looked. They are coming back into stock. So, and several of them will probably be back in stock before the end of the month. So if something that you want isn't available, but you've got stuff that is already reduced, I would place an order and get your reduced items because I don't want you to miss out. But if you're looking at a particular cardstock and you want to know when it's next back in stock, if you just send me an email, I can check on our inventory status report and let you know. And as always, when I'm talking about stock and inventory, I'm talking about the European warehouse. We have 3 warehouses within Stamping Up. So there's one in Utah, which covers Canada and the US. We've got one, I don't know where it is. I want to say Sydney. That's probably completely wrong. But we've got one in Australia that covers Australia and New Zealand. And then we've got one in Germany, which covers France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, Belgium, the UK, and Ireland. So whenever I'm talking about stock levels, it's the European warehouse I'm talking about. So there we go. Oh, Donna, yes, it is Sydney. Phew. Susan's loving the flower embellishment idea. Okay, so I shall get that on the list. That could be a whole class, actually, because there are so many ways to make paper flowers. And yes, you can get dyes and fancy things, but actually there are a lot of different things that you can just do with a pair of scissors and a book. Awesome. Okay, so let's stop the camera, switch this around. Let's switch the camera. That one. Start the camera. Hooray. Okay. So let's start with the stamps and the dies. So as I said earlier, if you weren't here, I'll just let you know that this, the papers and the dies, we'll be using these for the May craft along. It's called Adventurous Skies, Adventurous Sky, and it is a wonderful. So you've got 3 clouds, 3 planes, some really nice sentiments, and this lovely riveted metal paneling. And I know it's very sad, but I'm very excited about this because as you know, Brian is an engineer and he spent most of his career working with bits of metal. This makes me really happy to have this. So it comes in a bundle. So there's a stamp set and it is a red rubber cling stamp set. And then you've got 11 dies. And I have actually die cut them, but I just want to show you. Firstly, so you've got dies to cut out all the clouds and the planes. Okay, so that's really cool. So in here, I will show you. Because of course you can fussy cut stuff, but if you don't have to, that's cool. So I didn't manage to stamp that one. That's a bit of a fail. There you go. So you've got the 3 clouds. I'm going to put those in there. You've got the 3 planes. So that's really cool. So that die cuts those. I need that plane for one of the projects in a minute. And then, so that's the sort of stamped images. And then you've got additional dies, which are super cool. So the first thing that you've got are these, which are the little propellers. So that cuts enough out for your 2 propellers. You've then got these 2, which cut out the body of a plane and then the detail of a plane, like so. And then obviously you can put your propellers on the top there as well. So I'm going to put that to one side because actually we're going to be using that later. And the other 2 dies is you've got this piece, which kind of looks a bit weird, but this is to hang off the back of your plane. Let me just pop this down. You've got your plane there. This is to hang off the back of your plane to put, I've actually stamped this the wrong way, but never mind. To put, there you go, like that. To put a banner on. Isn't that super cool? It is awesome. All right, so I'm going to pop those to one side because we're going to be using all of those later. So you've got the stamps and the dies. You've then also got these embellishments. Now, these are called industrial trinkets. And they've got like this cross hatching on the back. And then it's like a bolt. So you could put it either way, actually, but I think it's designed to go that way. So you've got metal embellishments, and they're quite heavy. And then you've got the awesomeness that is the papers. Okay, so you've got the sketched planes on a mossy meadow crosshatch, and then this is like metal plating. You've got clouds. I'm going to be using that in a minute. And then like another checkerboard. Got these beautiful little planes. And like a topographical map. This is one of my favorite images. So this is again the sketched planes on a grid, and then another check. You've got a map, a map kind of the world. I love the old maps because everything's kind of all a bit wonky, but that's really cool. And again, this lovely blue hatching. I'm going to be using that in a minute. And then you've got sort of planes going all over the world. And then this one. And this one is really cool. So the way this is designed is for you to chop it up. And I'm actually going to use one of these pieces. So that's where we're going to start. So they're designed to cut really easily. And these little pieces are 3 inches by 4 inches. There we go. Just going to take a tiny sliver off that. So the colours for this, they're Amanda colours, aren't they? Donna's saying on that map, ours is still waiting to be discovered. Yeah, and that's why it makes me smile so often. They miss countries off completely. So the colours in the paper are Night of Navy, Boho Blue, Mossy Meadow, and Cajun Craze. And I'm not sure what the grey is. I think the grey, looking at that, is probably grey granite. But just really beautiful, beautiful colours. So there we go. So we've got that. I've got myself a card base. So this is Mossy Meadow. And then I'm going to make 3 cards, and I've got 10 minutes. Oh dear. Wish me luck. Okay. So I've got Mossy Meadow. I'm just going to stamp the plane on the inside. Look at the detail. I love sketched images. It's one of my favorite things. And then we've got this lovely image of a plane here, and I'm just going to use the happy birthday, and I am just going to stamp it right on the top, just like that. And I'm going to mount it on a piece of Very Vanilla. Now, I've had a couple of people panicking because they think they were thinking that Very Vanilla was going away. It's not. Very Vanilla thick cardstock is, but not the normal cardstock. Very Vanilla envelopes are going, but the color itself is staying. Ooh, that just slipped then. Hang on. I've got glue all over my fingers now. Right, let me just stick that. Okay, so there we go. Super fast card with just using the patterned papers. I think What I might do is do a little bit of stamping around the edge as well next time. But that's a good start. So then just clean this. Let's go to this one. So I've used the metal plate 3D embossing folder on basic white. I've got a little strip of boho blue, and I'm just going to stamp in Night of Navy in the middle-ish with the little happy birthday. I'm going to take my stamped plane. Now, obviously, I've stamped and die cut it. And then I'm going to take this paper, this one, which is the crosshatch. And I'm just going to cut a little strip. So let's go 1.25 inches, I think. Have a look. Just to give it a little bit of interest. So another plane on the inside. There we go. And then let's have a look. So I was thinking I was going to do that, or maybe in the middle. No, I think offset is better. Yeah, offset is definitely better. So let's just stick that down first. Ooh. Now, obviously, because this is quite bumpy, you just need to give it a really good press down to make sure it sort of adheres well. And then I'm going to use foam pads on the plane, give it a bit more dimension. Where's my little ones? There you go. I don't know what I would do without having these little ones. It just make it so much easier to use the little ones than to cut a big one down. And I know I can, but I prefer to do that. All right, so let's just pop that on there and then do the same with these. So again, I've purposely cut this too long so that I can make sure it's central. If I cut it exactly to size, I might not have matched it up perfectly. There we go. And then I'll trim it off. And just stick that down. How am I doing for time? How many cards did I make? Well, we're on 2 cards. How many minutes have I got left? Just a really, really simple card. And then we need to go landscape. And I was hoping that the banner would fit. I'm not convinced it will. But we'll try. So I want the cloud paper. This is so cool. If you've got the hot air balloon set, this would work really well. Let's go. I'm just going to cut a little strip off some clouds on the inside. Whoa. That nearly fell off. Okay. So let's just pop that down. So it's always nice to decorate the inside of the card. So you can either do a stamped image or put some patterned paper in. Okay, that's that. So then this is going to go on like that. And I often get asked about my landscape cards. I always make my landscape cards with the score here on this this side, or what, instead of having the score line at the top, because I find that if you do like a temp fold, it just slides, whereas a landscape card this way doesn't slide. So little hints and tips with the die cut plain. So you've got the wheels will line up perfectly, and the nose will also line up perfectly. And then you might sort of have this kind of bit at the end, and you're not necessarily sure where it lines up. You want to line up that tail piece with that tail piece. So just move it up, and then it's in the right place. So when I turn it over, you can see that you've got quite a lot here hanging away from that base. So what I do is I put a little bit of glue here on the nose, on the wheels, and on that little tail piece there, because they're the points of contact. So the nose, the wheels, and that piece. And then you've definitely got your plane kind of stuck together the way it's supposed to go. Let's put some dimensionals on there. My screen isn't refreshing. It's all gone a bit quiet. It doesn't look like the internet has dropped out, but could you just pop in a comment. Just let me know if you can still see and hear me, or if you like the plane, let me know. If this is now going on your wish list. Okay. So, yeah, good. Okay, so if you look, I've got my plane there now. And if I put the banner on, it's going to hang off the edge. So in order to put the plane on with the banner, you are going to need a 7-inch card, probably. Brilliant. Oh, thank you. Oh, getting all the comments now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the banner down here instead. Yeah, so Elizabeth's saying with the plane climbing, it will still hang off the edge a little bit, which is kind of frustrating. You just need a bigger plane, but that's okay. That is okay. So I'm going to pop some little dimensionals here. Let me see. So lots of people saying to put the plane climbing. Oh. Oh. It might fit. See, the thing is, you need to have this bit sort of hanging on. Suppose it could hang on there, couldn't it? Right, hang on. Let me just get it in. Ooh. I didn't cut it in the right color. Okay, so I've got this, but I need it in the blue, in the navy. So here's a quick tip for you. Dump it on your ink pad. Get something that doesn't matter if it gets inky and just press it on the ink pad. And then find something to flip it off. Ta-da! It's very inky currently. It's the right color now. Okay. I'll just pop that there for a second. Okay. So what do we think? Do we think having it flying is the thing to do? I think we've decided. Hello, Antoinette. Thank you for joining us today. Let's just pop this down. So we're going for a climbing plane, I think. Yeah. So we're going to put the plane right at the right at the top. Still got to put his propellers on yet. So put that right up there. Put a propeller down. And then that is dry now. So we're just going to stick that onto the banner. And then I'm going to hide as much of this as I can. Oh, brilliant. Ali's saying this would fit on a DL card. Yeah, it would. And if I'd have thought about it, Ali, I would have done that. Okay, so let's just hang that down there like that. Just going to snip a bit of that off. And then pop that in just underneath there, like that. Ta-da! So it is hanging off the plane, look. And the plane's climbing. So what I might do, when I, with the magic of TV and recorded videos, what I will do is on my blog, if you pop over, so let me just put that up there. If you pop over to my blog, I will make this in a DL size. So that's half an A4 size. I'll put the measurements on my blog and we'll have a plane going along. So it'll be a bit longer. So we'll see how that pans out. But in the meantime, let's just gather all these together and let me just get that ink pad closed up. So we've got a couple of blue cards and I'll add some stamping to the back of this as well. So when you are watching this and when you look at my blog post or my email, you will see some additional or slightly tweaked projects. Fabulous. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this week's craft and chat. As I said, these papers and die cuts are going to be used in the May craft along. So booking for that is open over on my blog, www.inspiringinking.com. Or you can place an online order and get your class for free. And all of the products that you've seen today will be available on the 1st of May 2024. Obviously, it depends when you're watching the video. So thank you so much for joining me this week. I will see you again next week. Take care till then. Goodbye.